Hello everybody, Tikios here. This video is going to be another dice pool. This one should be a bit more fun and entertaining than the last one. But first, we're going to go to the the seasonal shop. And we're going to get Utior before we forget. So just a little bit of reminder, anybody who was not able to get him in Season 1, you can get him in this seasonal shop now, here at the beginning of Season 4. And now we're going to go pull some dice. And we're going to start with Forthfaring summons. So I got purple dice. Not purple dice. Got the purple tickets, so I do not have any of the exclusives, but I have the other, should be 9, I believe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 legendaries. It looks like 9 legendaries from Season 3. And then the epic heroes. So we're going to pull here and see what we get. Okay, Dargo, he's a real good corrosion enabler. I did not have him, so that's nice. Continue. Okay, because we're going to pull one at a time just because I don't want to use extras if I don't have to. Seven, 8, 9. So this one should be the 10th. This one should be a legendary. Nice. Halramar, I think I'm saying it right. He was one of my most wanted, so I'm real happy I got him. That's awesome. Alright, let's keep pulling. We'll see what else we can get. Actually, yeah, we'll wait until the end. We'll go over some skills, but he seems like he's going to be good. Ass down. That's awesome. Now I gotta decide if I want to save dice. Astian was another one of my most wanted, so getting them within 11 dice is awesome. I don't know if I should continue pooling because I'm not going to hit pity again, so I'm going to have to wait. But that's absolutely amazing for my 2 heroes in this Forthfaring summons. Alright, what we're going to do now, because I want to keep summoning, is I'm going to go to the Heliolite summons because there are heroes from previous seasons I want. I'm going to pull 80, so once I get down to 112, I will stop. Alright, let's go ahead. Okay, did not have Lucenia. She's a real good frost enabler, so that's good. That's my first one. Thinking how many that was. About 25 roughly. Keep going. So 25, that might have been close to any pity I had carrying over from previous Heliolite banners. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So this is the first time I've ever gotten a double legendary pull. And they do happen to be duplicates. It's okay, I need more legendary artifacts. But that's absolutely incredible. Alright, we'll keep going. So I have, I think, 20 more dice. I'm going to go back and double check. Yeah, 20 more dice and then I get another free one. So let's keep going. So 15 left. Okay, 10 left. Alright, this will be my last 5 pull. I get nothing. That's okay. Alright, so we'll see what we get here. I think 1, 2, 3. This will be my 4th one. Stegamon. He recently got buffed, so I have no idea how good he is now. I know he was not used very often before, but okay, we'll take a look at him quick and then look at some of the others. So now I am going to go through and look at some of the new legendary heroes I got, just in case people are wondering. Okay, attack aura. Increase all allies' attack by 30% in all battles, so that's going to be useful everywhere. Passive. When dealing damage to an enemy, there is a 25% chance to inflict a debuff that is randomly selected from the following on them for 5 seconds. Attack penalty 2, healing prohibition, buff prohibition. So it's nice to put a debuff on, but you can't really rely on it because you don't know what it's going to be. Alright, the battle skill, single target. The hero gains attack speed up 2 for 6 seconds, which is going to help with the passive, and deals 300% attack poison damage to the enemy with the highest attack. So it does not have to be the enemy in front, just the enemy with the highest attack. Marks this enemy for 6 seconds. When the enemy is being marked, the hero's basic attacks shoots an extra arrow to them that deals 80% attack poison damage. So again, that just helps with the passive with inflicting a debuff. Now the ultimate's a diamond shape. It's a very short cooldown. So you'll be able to book that down to 16 seconds. It's maybe the fastest in the game. It might be tied for fastest. But it summons a magic nexus that lasts for 8 seconds in the target area, dealing 65% attack poison damage to enemies within range every 1 second. While the magic nexus exists, enemies who die in it cannot be resurrected. So that cannot be resurrected part is very situational. You can use it against the Mithracia teams in PvP or some certain Fey or pillar battles. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly what his buff was. I'm going to have to double check that. Let's go back and see. Alright, so Lysenia increases all allies attack by 30% in all battles. Basic attacks cast an ice blast or ice ball that bounces between enemies, dealing 100% attack cold damage, which is with a 75% chance of inflicting frost for 10 seconds. When it hits, the ice ball bounces up to 2 times. This skill prioritizes enemies that are not inflicted with frost, and you can scroll that 75% up to 100%. So this is just trying to keep enemies inflicted with frost. Now this is an area around her, it looks like, or maybe you can target it. Marks an ally for 6 seconds every 1.5 seconds. The marked ally deals 115% attack cold damage to surrounding enemies with a 100% chance to inflict frost for 5 seconds. Now I'm wondering, this 115% attack, I think that scales with Lysenia's attack, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, the ultimate's diamond shape. Summons an ice tornado at the designated location that lasts for 6 seconds, dealing 136% attack cold damage to enemies within range every 1 second, with a 100% chance of inflicting frost for 5 seconds. So she does a little bit of damage, but she is mainly built around applying frost and keeping frost applied to enemies. So I think she's considered the best frost enabler in the game, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Utior increases all allies' defense by 30% in all battles. When any other hero unit dies, gains 10% ultimate energy. Deals, now battle skill is a 3x3 squared, deals 420% attack necrotic damage to enemies within range with a 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty to and healing prohibition on the target for 5 seconds. The ultimate's board wide. It grants defense up to and resurrection on death to all allies for 10 seconds. So this is a decent ultimate, but I do think the one thing that it's not as good because it's not able to resurrect guys who did not have this buff on them before. So he's not as good as someone like Mithracia as resurrecting, but he does an okay job of it. Okay, now my last 3. We've already done Stegamuffin, so we don't have to do him again. Asteon, I think most content creators were thinking this was going to be one of the strongest new heroes, so I'm really happy I got her. Captain skill increases all allies' defense by 45% in Grand Gladiator Arena battles. At the start, as the battle starts, the hero has a 100% chance to inflict silence for 10 seconds on the nearest enemy and steals 30% of their HP and 30% of their defense. 50% of the stolen attributes will be transferred to the ally with the highest attack. HP stolen should not exceed 100% of this hero's max HP. So that's going to be real good in PvP as an anti-tank, but also stealing HP and defense is going to be good for boss battles. So I'm real happy with her. Now her battle skill is I call it a beam forward, the 3 wide, 3 squares wide. Deals 310% attack necrotic damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance to inflict stunned for 3 seconds. Grants crit hit resistance to the ally with the highest attack for 5 seconds. The hero recharges ultimate energy by 5% upon hitting one enemy. And the crit damage resistance, I think this is just a typo. One says crit hit and the other says crit damage, but I think it's supposed to be the same. But it increases the chances of resisting critical damage by 50%. Okay. So I'm guessing that means 50% chance that it will not take the critical damage. So that's going to be real good in PvP. Not bosses don't always crit, but that'll be nice survivability in boss fights also. Now the ultimate's a diamond shape. It summons a domain that lasts for 10 seconds at the target location, dealing 60% attack necrotic damage to enemies within range every 1 second. Heals all allies by 3.5% max HP simultaneously every second. I think this is based off her max HP, but I'm not 100% sure. When enemies within range gain a buff, there is a 40% chance to replace the buff with a random debuff. So these look like they're the random debuffs that they have the potential to place on her. And then because it lasts 10 seconds and deals damage every time, she will be a great person to put a defense down artifact on. Alright, now let's go Heliolite. Captain skill increases all allies' resistance by 50 in all battles. Now as passive, as the battle starts, summons Dark Cloud. Heliolite cannot gain extra attack speed, but Dark Cloud will launch additional attacks following Heliolite's basic attacks. Dark Cloud has a 10% chance to inflict buff prohibition on enemies for 5 seconds. The chance of inflicting buff prohibition by Dark Cloud depends on Heliolite's resistance. So you build him resistance, you increase the chance of buff prohibition. Every 10 resistance will increase the chance by 1%. When Heliolite is on the battlefield, enemies' ultimate energy obtained through skills and artifacts will be reduced by 80%. So that's good to help counter PvP battles with Some people use Megan, some people use Adolphus, some people use Sagomir to help boost a certain character to get their attack quicker. He's going to be a decent job countering them. Okay, single target paddle skill. Commands Dark Cloud to deal 350% attack poison damage to the enemy with the highest attack, with a 75% chance to inflict attack penalty 2 on them for 5 seconds and a 100% chance to inflict oriented taunt on them for 3 seconds. So attack penalty 2, of course, reduce the attack by 50%. Oriented taunt, this unit is forced to launch basic attacks on the enemy with the highest max HP. So the enemy's going to be doing less damage and attacking your tank. So that's good to help keep your squishy people alive. Now, ultimate is full board. Deals 700% attack poison damage to all enemies with a 75% chance to inflict recharging speed penalty and oriented charm on them for 10 seconds. Enemy's ultimate energy will be reduced by 20%. So it's putting recharge speed penalty, reducing the ultimate to help slow them down, and the oriented charm forces everybody on the opposing team to attack your tank. So that's nice. Nice to help keep your team alive. Alright. This video is a little bit longer than I normally make. Hopefully it all uploads. Appreciate everybody who joined me. Hopefully you have some good luck on your summons. I'm going to debate because I might do one more summoning video on the Season 4 exclusive banner. See what else I can get. But thanks to everybody who joined me. Take it easy.